Let's get into affordable luxury. This is where we explore the entry-level pricing, what's affordable in the real estate market, and the extreme high end of the luxury market. As the wealth gap continues to broaden across America, affordable housing has once again become a hot topic. It's become expensive to live almost anywhere in the United States. And if you're living in one of the coastal states or in one of the big cities across America, it's tough just to maintain. It's become challenging for many individuals and families to make ends meet. So what is the solution, and where can you find affordable housing? Let's go to Robert Sizer, who has an update on the latest affordability numbers just released. Robert, besides the North Pole, where do I need to move to find a reasonably priced home?
Good question, Andrew. That is the $67,000 question, and you would have to go all the way to Danville, Illinois in order to find the most affordable market in the United States, and that's gauged by the price to income ratio, whereby you analyze the annual income, household income of that area, and the average price of a home. And in this particular case, in Danville, Illinois, that ratio is 1.5.
And so just to be clear here, we're measuring the average income in an area and the average price of a home. And in this circumstance, Danville, Illinois, it costs 1.5 times my average income in order to purchase a home. Is that accurate?
That's accurate, Andrew. And
wow.
Yeah, amazing. So, most of the homes that we studied in doing our research are mostly smaller towns qualifying 50,000 or less, and home prices 150,000 or less. So Danville, being number one most affordable, was followed by Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Johnston, Pennsylvania, Decatur, Illinois, and Ogdensburg, New York.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible. I mean, if you figure you can save 30% of your income, you could potentially pay off a home in 4 or 5 years. That's a good deal, because if we look at the opposite side of the spectrum, we looked at the luxury market or some of the coastal areas, I would imagine those numbers are much different. What are you seeing in the high-end areas?
Well, not surprisingly, top 5 least affordable markets are located in California, starting with San Francisco at a 9.7% ratio. Again, taking it back, the average income household income in San Francisco is about $107,000. Average price of a home in San Francisco is over $1 million.
Wow, so nearly 10 times what someone's making. It'll take you a couple lifetimes to pay off that mortgage. So you mentioned 5 areas in California. I would also imagine a little further down that list you get the usual suspects like New York and Florida, Boston, some of the other high-income zip codes. But talk to me a little bit about some of these other areas in California besides San Francisco, which I would imagine because of Silicon Valley it's become so expensive to live there. But what are some of the other areas that you're seeing on the West Coast that drive these high numbers?
Well, you can imagine just getting access to the city or Silicon Valley. Most of the surrounding areas, including Santa Cruz, a coastal town, would follow closely behind San Francisco. It has a multiplier of 9.6. Again, average income per home is about $87,000, and the average price of a home is $835,000. Going down the list, closely behind would be San Jose, San Luis Obispo, and Los Angeles.
Incredible, incredible. So let's give the viewers some hope. What do we do if we are in one of these states like California where things are so expensive and we can't afford an average price home? What are our alternatives?
Fortunately, there are many, because California is very diverse geographically, and which affords us a lot of different environments. It's not all coastal. Once you start heading inland, you're going to find prices will reduce accordingly. You go to the, say, a Riverside County where you're talking about Temecula area, and it's grown exponentially, and yet the affordability is still there compared to, say, the coastal alternative. In addition, you can look at, rural areas, mountainous areas, Take Fallbrook, California, for instance. That is comparative to Rancho Santa Fe in terms of the geography, yet you're going to spend a fraction of the price.
Interesting, and I would imagine those principles are true in many states where big cities, coastlines, anything near water or parks, downtowns are going to hold a much higher value. If you get a little bit outside the urban environment, you start to find those rural environments, you can find affordable housing. Anything else that you can suggest to help the viewers locate those good deals out there?
Well, if you don't mind a commute, you know, you can look a little bit further away from those city limits and, you know, have a short drive or a long drive, depending on, it's all relative, but if you don't mind a little bit of a commute, you're going to find some fantastic areas just outside the city limits. So don't be afraid to look out there, explore those areas. You may come up with some real gems.
Yeah, another fascinating statistic that I've come across is just the influx of manufactured home dealers into some of these states. The manufactured homes that they're producing these days sometimes look better than some of the brand new homes I'm seeing the home builders do. So what are your thoughts? I mean, can somebody find a location that's still somewhat close, but then turn to a brand new luxury manufactured home that was not available in the past? Is that an alternative?
Surprisingly so, and I'll give you a quick story. I had some folks that I sold a home to 20 plus years ago call me back up, and the description of where they wanted to live didn't seem nearby until we stumbled upon a manufactured home located on a 1-acre lot, and they actually got a better a situation for themselves than what they sold in a cookie cutter neighborhood by branching out and considering a manufactured home on a larger lot. So yes, manufactured homes are a viable alternative to finding affordable housing here.
Great update, Robert. Thanks for that. There is hope.